Oops, Jesus Louises.
Jesus Louise.
Jesus Louises.
It's like 700 degrees.
Good googly moogly. That thing is juicy.
Yeah, she is. What's that from?
I don't know. A song. I don't know what song.
No.
Just a song.
Just one of the songs that I sing.
Just one of the songs that I sing.
Get it?
Baby girl says it all the time. Googly moogly.
I've never heard that.
It's fun. It's a good time. It's
like
a good song.
Oh, let me just take my chicken off my straw.
Would you look at him?
No flies getting in this water.
I got Stacy little straw covers for her birthday because that bitch ate a fly once. And
it's
again.
a chicken.
Never again. It's a little chicken.
Never again. My other one is a little bear winking.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal, but you wish you had my water cup.
I think everyone's jealous.
I think they are. I think I should keep an eye on that thing. Somebody might get some sticky fingers.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I do. How you doing?
Oh, it's hotter than a fucking well digger's asshole in the middle of July.
Yeah. It is fucking toasty Loki up in this bitch.
It is. And it's nice outside. It's just we're recording at fucking 7 o'clock at night on the hottest day ever.
Yeah.
Of October.
In
so far.
So far. Yeah, it is the hottest day of October so far, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Hey, happy birthday this week. Is it this week? When does it land on? What day?
Monday.
Next Tuesday, Monday? Yeah,
Monday.
so then we have to say happy birthday this time.
Yeah. So happy birthday to me tomorrow.
Happy
Erin.
birthday, Erin.
Thanks,
yeah,
everyone.
no big deal.
Whoop, thanks. I'm taking that from everyone.
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
accepting my happy birthday from everyone. Thanks. It feels great. I'm an old lady now, and, you know.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, just fucking doing shit, man. It's a good
Yeah,
time.
you are. Just I'm out here living. L-I-V.
Yeah, you know?
I-N.
Yeah.
God damn!
What's your goddamn, dude?
Oh, well, I'll tell you. My goddamn is that Brandon's fucking ass, his ADHD, endless hobby having ass, has decided to pick up a new hobby.
Ooh, what are we doing?
Well, I came home to a bow and arrow.
I got this picture of you shooting the bow and arrow. Actually, it was a video.
It was a
you
video.
Fucking crushing it.
I sure did.
You bowed that arrow.
I bowed that arrow so hard.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
And you hit that target. Bullseye.
Sure did.
No big deal.
No big fucking deal.
No
so
big
we've
deal.
set up like chicken feed out in the yard, and then we're shooting into that, right? It's I don't know why. I don't know why.
Archery. We're doing archery.
We're doing archery.
We need to be able to defend these castles.
This motherfucker's on like OfferUp or Craigslist or some shit. One of those things. And he just happened to see it. And he's like, well, it was $20. I'm like, can you not?
Honestly just got done explaining your husband at work with my coworkers. I literally was like, he's got like crackhead energy.
100%.
But then I was like, but wait, you're thinking the wrong thing. And then I had to give a scenario. Like, okay, you know, we're making beer and we want to do like a cold fermenting process. Brandon's got a whole fridge that you could plug in and it works. And he got it on OfferUp.
He got it on OfferUp, and he's going to figure out how to
Make it
that
work.
fridge
Yeah.
into, now it's a keg fridge,
It's
which
so useful.
we have so many kegs of beer in our garage right now that he's like, do I dump them or do we try it? And I was like, I don't know. It's
I don't
5
know
years old.
either. Try it. Open it. Let's see. Why don't you try it, bud?
Yeah. So he said, do you want to try it with me? And I was like, are you going to try it? And he's like, I'm nervous. And I was like, I'm nervous too.
We should all try it together next time we're over.
I'm down.
Let's just crack it and take a sip.
Yeah.
So we all die together. And then it can't be murder.
Yeah. Then it's like a cult.
Yeah.
It's way better
I'm
than
sure
murder.
the children will carry on better without us.
Yeah, it's true. They'll have some houses they can live in. You know?
Right? They'll be
fine.
fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Brandon was out there shooting his bow and arrows. I was like, you need a quiver.
A quill?
No, a quiver. That's what you
Is that
keep the
what they're
arrows in. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was called a quill or something. Is it called a quill? Is a quill the tail of the arrow?
Quill is like what you write with, like a pen with a feather on it.
Yeah. I knew quill
It's like
and
a
feather
quill.
went together.
Yeah. Feathered quill. That's that.
Fetch. Felch.
Quiver.
Not felch.
He did say the felching has to be on the outside, and I was like, I don't think that's what you meant.
I don't think that's the word you meant.
Maybe, but I don't think so. So then he was out there shooting that around and whatever. I'm going to crochet him a quiver. That's the end of that statement.
Ooh. Is it really called a quiver?
Yeah.
What a weird name.
Did you never watch fucking Robin Hood, man? Robin Hood Man. It's a
No,
new movie.
I didn't.
Robin Hood Man.
No.
Anyway,
I did not watch Robin Hood.
he was
I
out
watched
there.
Robin Hood Men in Tights several times.
It's true.
men.
Well,
We're
I'm
men
sure
in
they said
tights.
I'm sure they said quiver in that. You know?
Girl, it's not like I know everything they said. I
All
just
right.
saw it a lot when I was younger.
Well.
And if they did say quiver, I was probably like, I don't fucking know what they're talking
I
about.
don't know what a quiver is.
I'm 7.
I learned it somehow because it's a silly word. Anyway, Brandon was out there shooting his little thing, and then he heard talking. And our house is like set back from the street to where it's like, you're not coming down here unless you got business down here.
Right.
You know? And he heard people talking, and he looks up with his fucking bow and arrow.
Oh, God.
And at like the midway point of our driveway, there's 2 people, like a couple was walking, and they're like, do you know where the trailhead is?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They were lost. Like,
Brandon
not
was
these
like-
parts.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's up there. Whatever. He told
He's
them
like
where
pointing
it was.
with his arrow. I'll shoot it the direction.
You're going to
You
be going
follow.
pew, that way.
Hey, shut up. Lit an arrow on fire. Follow the
Oh,
smoke.
man. I was like, you should have just been like, you come to the wrong parts.
Yeah.
Or like, just get you real deep in your boomhauer accent, you know?
Pull it all the way out. Oh, my God. I would be
Yeah.
afraid seeing Brandon with a bow and arrow.
100%. I can only imagine what those people were
Oh,
thinking.
they're afraid for that. They didn't hike.
No.
They went home.
They were like, we have to leave.
We're going to get shot with an arrow. That's terrifying.
Oh, man.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. If I were with you, I'd be like, I think we're going to go somewhere else.
We need to leave now. I would not go down my driveway, though.
No,
like, if
I
I
would
was a
not.
stranger,
It does kind of seem like nobody else has a driveway like that, so they might think maybe it would take
yeah,
you
but it's a
somewhere.
paved trailhead then.
Yeah,
like,
that's
let me
kinda
go to
weird.
this
That's
trailhead
dumb.
that's
Yeah.
going downhill
And you
on
see
this
the
hill that I want to go
house
uphill.
right there.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. Yeah, you're right.
It was a
It's
dumb idea.
weird. It was a dumb idea.
Anyway.
I thought for a second maybe, but you're right. It was really dumb.
Yeah. Now I got to clear off my front porch because where I could sit on my front porch, they would have like walked past it and not, really realized before they saw Brandon. And then he could have been like, you come the wrong way. And then I could have grabbed my banjo and been like,
Yeah.
and then they would have been like, holy shit.
But you need a rocking chair.
Oh, I have those.
Okay.
I have 2 I can put
Oh,
out there.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We're going to be fine. I need a banjo.
I look forward to that. You do need a banjo. I have a guitar that you cannot borrow
Fair.
because I'm trying to learn it.
I have an acoustic guitar. Won't have the same effect.
It could.
Ding, 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 ding.
I bet you could make it work, in a pinch. I believe in you. You are already learning it.
It's true. Oh, man. Anyway, give me your goddamn.
Oh, mine is actually quite simple, but it made me think, I'm going to share this on the podcast because I have questions. But my goddamn is simply that I was in a parking garage and there was a man walking far too close to me for comfort.
Fuck that.
I hate it. And then I feel so bad because I'm like, okay, not every person.
Discriminating against
men. Okay.
Not all men, but for sure the one behind you in the parking lot.
Yeah, like why you gotta walk like that, guys?
Yeah.
Don't walk so close. Let's talk
Yeah.
about this. Let's have an open conversation. So just so you know, men, if you're walking around, I want to know guys' perspectives too. I actually asked somebody that I work with and he was like, oh, I hate it. It's so uncomfortable. I never know what pace I'm supposed to go and all this stuff. And he's like, I can see when they're afraid.
Yeah, they start going faster, right?
Oh, yeah. I was telling him, I'm like, from a girl's perspective, if you're at a weird pace with us and you can't figure it out, like, just fall back. Like,
Yeah.
we want you to fall back. We will speed up. We're speeding up.
Yeah.
And if you're keeping pace, we're uncomfortable. If you're getting closer to pass us, we're really uncomfortable.
Or
Walk on the other side of the fucking street.
fucking sprint. Go all out.
Don't do that. Not to me. Don't do that to me.
Just fucking run past
And
me.
growl as you do it.
Don't do that. All right, bad advice.
Don't fucking run past me. So what I did, because I was thinking in my mind, it
You
like
turned around and you yelled at him, "Sir, are you following me?"
just that crazy.
Yeah, act crazier
I
than that.
was thinking about all those things. Like,
Yeah.
all right, if this fool tries to like do something, what am I going to do? And I was thinking, like, man, he really is not even slowing down. Like, he's too close.
He's probably just fucking oblivious.
totally oblivious. Well, and
What's that like?
I would be too, right?
I'm
Yeah.
so jealous.
I know, exactly. I would be too. So then I thought, okay, what am I going to do? And then so I did kind of like a wide turnout, like, oh, did I forget something? And then I made eye contact with him and I was like, oh, and he started like chatting, like, oh, watching out for, I don't know, fucking watch out for cars or something. I don't know.
Watching out for the fucking weirdos behind you, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what he said. He struck up something
Watch out,
randomly
there's
to where now
weirdos
I'm
out
like, he's not actively trying to murder me.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's just a dude. And I kind of did like a, oh, did I forget something? So then now I'm behind him and he's walking ahead of me. And it was fine. It was fine.
Did you feel powerful?
No, I just feel like, all right, I got that fucking weird situation over with. And I don't think he knew what was going on. But also if he did, then fucking good. Learn from it, man.
Right.
It's fucking weird. Don't do that. But yeah, then I'm thinking, like, how many other guys, because if you're oblivious, like,
yeah.
how many other guys are totally oblivious? And if you're not oblivious, if you are aware, what's that like? Like, we need to come up with a code word and not tell the creeps, you know? Like, squirrel! And we're like, all right, man, come on. You can go around.
You're fine. You can pass.
I'm not trying to touch your vagina.
I've never once grabbed him by the pussy.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
you can go around.
you can go. You're allowed.
You can go around me. You can pass.
Just like, you know, so I feel like we should throw out some tips.
Yeah,
Right? So,
yeah.
like, if they're walking slow and you need to get around them, go, like, either fall back and go way out of the way so you can go around them.
Yeah.
Or
Just go like lanes over across the street. Like if you're in a parking garage, go around it, you know? Or just stop and stare at your phone for like 5 minutes and let the chick get far away.
yeah, just please, for the love of all things holy. Because we're trying to run, but make it sound like we're not running with our breath, you know?
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. We just taste blood sometimes.
yeah. And we're like, hi! Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought I was going to fucking bow you right in the nose. I'm glad you're just a dude getting in your car also. Anyway, beep, beep.
Oh, cool. Nice car. Like your license plate.
All right, let's talk about murder.
All right. Let's talk about murder. Okay, here on episode 315,
Woo!
I am coming at you hot with a listener recommendation.
Yay, I love these.
Yay, from Andrea, or Andrea. I'm not sure. Andrea. This story takes place in August of 2011 in Fairfield, Ohio.
Ohio. You're like, what the fuck?
It's like, is that I don't know it.
No, it's not.
So, Katelyn Markham was adopted by loving parents, and she had a younger sister. She was into art since she was a child, and she embraced it wholeheartedly. And so did her parents. Like, that's just what she was about, right?
Love it.
She even went to school for art. All of her friends say that's who she was. Like, she was always creative and bubbly and fun and either drawing or sketching or something. She had, like, a sketchbook on her at all times. She was fucking art, right?
That's awesome.
And then after high school, she attended the Art Institute of Ohio, Cincinnati.
Of art.
Mm-hmm. And she was on honor roll and well-respected
look at her.
Well-respected by her professors. She worked at the campus bookstore, and then she got a second job at David's Bridal. I guess there were also times where she had a third job, but girl's fucking getting it. So she's going to school full-time, pursuing her dreams,
Working.
got 2 jobs at least, right?
I would not love to work at David's Bridal.
You would not love to?
Mm-mm. That'd be like one of my worst jobs.
I also concur with that statement.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be fun at all.
No.
And also, all of the bags are white. They're like, I have a really good one for you. And then they go look through them like they can see them.
I know.
And then they're like, this one. And I'm like, bitch, what's different from this one and the other fucking poofy white ones?
I don't know how they know, but they know. It's like the shape of the bag.
Yeah, and they are, and they do. And they're great at what they do.
Oh, I couldn't never.
But I agree. No, thank you.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
And the people who do it are fucking amazing, but
yeah. Well, she was one of those amazing people.
I would not be able to help. Yeah, probably because she's so creative.
Right?
Everybody's so creative.
Everybody's so creative. She's like, A-line, I know what that means.
Exactly.
And Katelyn was dating a man named John Carter. They had been together for 6 years, engaged for 1 year.
Ooh.
And so she's working at David's Bridal. She already had her wedding dress picked out.
Get that discount.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I already know what fucking style I want. All the things, right? So John worked for Papa John's Pizza.
Oh, how funny.
As a delivery driver.
Was he Papa?
He was not Papa. But it's funny because we know fucking all of our friends worked for Papa John's as delivery drivers. So
it's really good pizza.
Hits close to home, you know, there. So John wasn't quite as motivated as Katelyn in, like, career sense or anything.
What do you mean? Papa John's? It's
Listen,
totally lucrative job.
Also, a delivery driver, you wouldn't think so because everybody talks shit about it.
I
Like,
know.
pizza delivery driver.
I know,
you're a pizza
right?
delivery driver. But they make fuck it or they can make fucking bank.
Right.
You have to tell people you're a pizza delivery driver, but I know people
Who fucking cares? Yeah.
that are there for life. Like, that's their fucking job.
And then they show up with pizza.
And they show up with pizza everywhere.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's great. And hell yeah, if that's
And there's
what you
a whole
like to
system to it.
Yeah, if that's what you like to do, you like drive around, fucking cruise at night, more power to you. Love it. But
Not as
everybody was like, pizza delivery driver, but
Not
she
for
has 2
Katelyn.
jobs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
her dad even kind of thought, like, he wasn't good enough for her. But who's
Nobody
going to think
ever will be.
anybody? Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. It was kind of an opposites attract, right? He's, not that motivated, whatever. But he was into art as well, particularly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, glass blowing. And so...
Oh, interesting.
I mean, whatever. It's art, right?
Oh, 100%. First of all, super love glass blowing, could watch forever. I just went, oh, interesting, because I'm thinking of murder now. Like, where is this going to go? Oh.
What?
We haven't had a glass blower yet.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know. Listen, I don't know how shady you can get with glass blowing, but...
Don't be alone in my brain.
Don't be creative.
Yeah,
he's an art student. So I don't know if he went to the art institute with her, but he was also into artsy stuff. He was taking this glass blowing class, and they had a real similar sense of humor, right?
Cool. So they had the foundational things.
Mm-hmm. And friends said they were absolutely smitten with each other.
Aww.
Like, they were in fucking love.
Yeah.
Friends were jealous.
Aww.
Like, her bestie was like, like she wanted what she had. And the couple planned to get married in September and move to Colorado after she graduated from the Art Institute that November.
Okay.
We're in August.
Okay,
now.
So pretty soon. She's
Yeah.
going to graduate so soon.
Real soon. Real soon.
Exciting.
And on Saturday, August 13th, Katelyn worked her shift at David's Bridal, and then she got off at 8 p.m. The plan was for her to get home around 8:30 p.m. and then hang out with her fiancé, John.
Mm-hmm.
At about 9:30 that night, their friend Brad came over and watched
Brad.
watched a movie with the two of them and was like shooting the shit, whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
I guess he was more of John's friend, so they were mostly
Hanging
talking.
out mostly, yeah.
It was mostly them
It'd be
hanging
like
out.
if you came over to hang out.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I'm Lee's friend, but like, I'm gonna talk your ear off.
Yeah. I'll like tell him about a show I watched.
Yeah, exactly. So they're talking about whatever, his glass blowing class and stuff like that. And then Brad left that night at about 10:45 because he had plans to meet up with some other folks.
Okay.
He would later say that Katelyn wasn't really acting like herself.
Oh, that night?
During his visit. He said that when he came in, she just kind of like, hey, what's up? Where normally she'd be like, Brad, like, hey, and give him a big hug. And just
maybe they were fighting. Maybe the mood was weird.
Maybe.
There was tension.
Sounds like the mood was definitely weird, but Brad is just like, whatever, he's hanging out with John. And I guess,
yeah, you're not going to walk in and be like, are you guys in the middle of an argument?
Should I mediate or
should I get the fuck out?
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess they tried to play it off, but Brad said that Katelyn just sat on the couch, like, in one spot the entire time, didn't move, which is really weird. Like,
that is weird.
It's not like her at all. She's a very energetic, fun, bubbly person, wants to be the life of the party, right? And Brad thought that was weird. Whatever. He noticed it, didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
He leaves about 10:45. And then John had plans to go to a party at around 11 p.m.
Damn.
Fucking
these
late.
people.
Yeah.
Go to fucking bed.
I know. Caitlin, I guess, didn't want to come because she had work the next
She's
morning.
like, I want to go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking 11 at night, bro. Like, no.
We're so old and crusty.
I'm literally older on Monday. So 11 p.m.?
Yeah,
No. There's 1 hour left in the day.
Honestly.
Do you want to party tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll wake up early and start early. Let's go.
Right? Yeah.
I'll drink at 10 a.m. Let's see it.
Right?
God, let me go to sleep. Jesus.
At a fucking reasonable hour.
Honestly.
So she's like, fucking no, you go. I'm staying home.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was that was said. After the party, John went to his mom's house. He ended up staying the night at his mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed up until about 4 a.m. and then he texted Caitlin a good morning text before he went to bed.
That's weird that he went to his mom's house. Was she just closer?
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
All of my information is coming from a couple of documentaries. There's not like solid write-ups, so a lot of it is kind of, there's two sides.
Yeah,
Not two sides, but just different, little differences.
Right.
And so in one of the differences, it was like their house that they lived in.
Mm-hmm.
And he left, went to do something at his mom's house. And then another account is that he lived with his mom and would just occasionally be over
visit.
with her.
Yeah.
With Caitlin. So I don't know which is true, but on this night, he ended up staying at his mom's house.
Okay.
Maybe because they were in a fight. I don't know.
It sounds kind of like they were in a fight, and then he went to a party. Your fight is going to continue.
Your fight is going to continue. And then at 4 a.m., he texted her a good morning text or whatever.
Good
and
night?
Apparently, no, it was like a good morning. He didn't
At
expect
4
her to respond, but
Oh, okay.
just like a...
Before he went to bed,
Yeah.
he said good morning.
Yeah, so that when she woke up, she'd have it on her phone.
I
Like,
gotcha.
cute, right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, so cute. So the next morning, he got up and he went to work his shift at Papa's, and he noticed that she hadn't responded to him yet. And he thought it was a bit odd, but whatever, right? So he's working. And then later on in the day, when she still hadn't responded, he's like, okay, like this is wrong, and he's calling her and she's not answering. It's going straight to voicemail. And so he asked his manager if he could go check on her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to go do a drive-by.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, he just wanted to drive by her house, see if she was there or at work. She's supposed to be at work, right?
Yeah,
And so if she's there, whatever. Maybe she's just mad at him. That's it.
Yeah.
And so the manager's like, yeah, for sure. Go ahead. Whatever.
Yeah.
So when he got to Katelyn's house, it was 7 p.m. The next day was a Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was 7 p.m. and Katelyn's car was there.
Oh.
And like I said, that's odd because she was supposed to work on Sunday and she should have still been at work.
Right.
So John goes inside and Katelyn isn't anywhere inside.
Uh-oh.
But her dog, Murphy, was locked in the bedroom.
Okay.
And her purse and her keys were in the bedroom.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Her cell phone wasn't there, though. And so John was calling her, not getting any answers, right?
Yeah.
So John calls Katelyn's dad, Dave,
Okay.
and was screaming at him, like right off the bat.
Oh,
He's
God.
like, Katelyn's missing. I can't find her anywhere. Just like
God.
fucking 100 immediately.
Yeah.
That this is terrible. She's gone. She's missing. Blah, blah, blah. And Katelyn's dad's like, what the fuck? Like, she's not with me. I don't know. Like, that's
Oh, my God.
not good,
That's a terrifying phone call.
Yeah.
Like, you want to deliver it like that? Not like, hey, have you seen her? Because I'm at her house right now and nobody's here.
So it's really
All her
interesting
shit.
that you say that. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen her?
Yeah.
Because that will end up being one of Dave's, like, biggest gripes
Yeah,
about
like,
all of
you
this.
didn't even ask me.
Yeah, like, you came in real hot, and you weren't even like, hey, is she with you?
Yeah, like, he already knew she was missing.
Kind of weird, but we're
Yeah.
not getting there,
Okay.
So, John is hysterical. And Katelyn's dad's like, I don't fucking, what?
Yeah.
Call 911, right? So
Yeah.
Dave drives over to Katelyn's house. And John calls, I think it's his mom, and did the same thing where he's like yelling at her, he's screaming,
Oh my God.
Katelyn's missing, blah, blah, blah. And the mom was like, couldn't understand him, trying to get him to calm down and whatever. And she eventually gets him to calm down enough to where he explained to her that Katelyn wasn't home. She wasn't answering his texts and his calls. Her car was there. Her purse was there. The dog was locked in the room. Like, he can't find her. This is bad. This is, like, it's out of the ordinary.
Right.
And so the mom was like, yeah, that's definitely weird. You need to call 911.
Right.
John called 911 at 7:58 p.m., which is an hour after he got to her house, right?
Okay.
To report her missing. And he told the 911 operator that the last time he had seen her was the night before, around midnight, right? Like 11:30.
Before he left, yeah.
He told them that she stayed in the house alone that night. And he also said that there was a Sacred Heart festival going on, like, just up the street from them. They had actually gone to the festival on the Friday
Oh, okay.
before, but whatever. So he's like, there's this festival going on, and there's, like, kind of a lot of questionable characters there.
Okay.
That's what he tells the 911 operator.
Okay. So he's trying to set
We don't know what he's
a
doing.
scene.
We don't know what he's doing,
Yeah.
but he's offering up fucking suggestions
Yeah.
already,
No,
right?
we got shady characters at this festival.
He's like, we were there
Festivals
on
in town.
Friday, and it's a fucking carnival, right?
Yeah.
Like, carnies are there.
My God.
So, traveling festival, that's fucking breeding grounds for serial killers or whatever, right? So the 911 people were like, yeah, sure, we got it. Like, what's the address? We'll come by. So police show up, and John told investigators that he had left the home between 11 and 11:30 p.m. the previous night to go to a party, and that Katelyn was getting ready for bed. She would have been in bed all night, as far as he knew, right?
Right.
She had no plans to go out. He said that Katelyn had texted him at 12:52 a.m., which was Saturday night, Sunday morning,
Right.
with a picture of her and Murphy, the dog. I think it was like a part beagle. So cute.
Oh, it's a lover.
But
Or
that
him.
Murphy.
Yeah.
That was the last that he had heard from her, though, was this picture, okay?
Okay.
He was extremely worried about her because this is so out of character. He said that she was normally an extremely organized person who, like, if she was going to go on a trip or something, would write out a ton of lists beforehand and plan, like, everything down to the T. She's not just going to fucking up and disappear with just her phone.
Yeah. He's like...
Yeah, like, this is bad. She is definitely not here. She is missing. This is bad. She's not choosing to be out somewhere.
Right.
He said that they had talked about their upcoming move to Colorado, but they had been talking about it for days. There were no arguments, anything like that. It was all just excitement. Like,
so he's like, all normal, everything's fine.
Everything checks out. We're planning for the future, fucking trying to go to the future, blah, blah, blah.
Trying to go to the future,
trying to get fucking married and stuff.
I am trying to go to the future.
But she's not here. She can't come with him.
She's fucking gone.
So investigators searched Katelyn's home, and they found no signs of struggle or foul play or anything. It was like she had just vanished without her purse with $200 in it. Or her car, or her dog.
Or like, any of her life. But she took her phone.
Like her clothes, whatever.
How convenient that she took her phone.
She took her phone, though, yeah. There was also one investigator that noticed the home looked really clean.
Mm-hmm.
Not like tidy,
freshly clean.
But like clean, yeah. And
they're like, why does it smell like Lysol in here?
It's so strange. And the like ottoman coffee table situation had been pushed up against the couch.
Oh.
Which again is just strange. Like, that's not how you live.
I live like that.
Pushed against the couch?
The ottoman?
Well, okay, it wasn't an ottoman, it was a table.
Oh, yeah, coffee table, no way.
Coffee table? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You give at least a little bit of room for your
slide
feet
in.
to say, I don't put my feet on this, even if you put your feet on that.
Yeah.
It's a little out of ordinary, but maybe not anything big, right?
But they noticed it.
But they did notice it.
Okay.
They also noticed that her art supplies in her room looked like they had been knocked over, and a stack of hats that looked like they were hanging on a post of her 4-poster bed, like they looked like they had been perched up on top of it, were on the ground. So it's not like a big struggle or anything, but just little things out of place, right?
And he didn't notice that stuff when he was trying to make it look normal again? He's
right?
a fucking guy for sure. I'm
well,
so mean.
It is, but it's not. Because you look at the pictures and it looks like some 20-somethings live there. You know? Like, it's not a clean room.
Yeah. It's like there's messy.
It's
there's
messy.
Stuff everywhere.
Yeah. And then her, like, bucket of brushes was what was knocked over. And so, as someone who paints, you're not going to leave your brushes knocked over.
No.
Like, that's
I
your
wouldn't
main
leave my
fucking
hats
thing.
all over the place either.
You're not going to leave your hats all over the place either.
Especially if they're on the ground.
So,
like, someone's going to step on them and then they won't fit my head anymore. It'll be a weird shape.
Right. So they launch a search for her in the city of Fairfield, but police were leaning towards the theory that she may have just had like a little minty bee because she had the stress of graduation coming up, her getting married, and this big move to Colorado. Maybe she just like fucking took a break.
No.
You know? She's just gone.
That's not what she did.
She's allowed to be missing.
No,
she's a grown-ass fucking adult.
Help her.
Yeah. Nope. They were like, she's probably fine. She's probably just super stressed. And Dave, her dad, was like, that's never once happened. That's not who she is.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Yeah, like maybe she is stressed. I'm sure she's stressed. She's got graduation coming up. She's got a fucking wedding to plan for. She's got to move to Colorado. Yeah. However, that's not how she handled stress.
Yeah.
So her dad's a little upset about
that. And it doesn't make sense. Like, even if you are under stress, you're still going to grab shit.
Yeah. Like your car.
Yeah.
To go somewhere.
To leave. Yeah, the one thing that could get you the fuck out of here, for sure. You might grab the keys or something on your way out.
Maybe. So,
did she have her fucking shoes on? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So Katelyn's parents obviously were not thrilled with the police seeming pretty nonchalant about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they never believed that she had run away or anything, right?
Oh my God.
And they also pointed out that her birthday was on August 16th, which was just 2 days after she went missing. And she wouldn't have wanted to run away from her birthday.
Yeah.
Like celebrating with family, friends, all that kind of
sure.
stuff. That's not when you run away.
No, it'd be after you get your gifts.
After you get your gifts, exactly. You get that birthday money and then go.
And then bounce, yeah.
Yeah. So her friends and her parents took it upon themselves to launch their own search.
Oh, good.
And they took to like social media trying to track her down, right? They talked to all of her friends, put up signs around the whole town, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. There was no activity on her phone or credit cards or social media or anything.
I wonder why.
In the days following her disappearance. So they started widening their searches with ATVs and horses and kind of going in more rural areas.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's this like place like?
It looks like it's a lot of wooded area.
That's hard to find somebody in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's going to be real hard.
It looks pretty difficult. So,
What'd you say?
it looks pretty difficult.
Okay.
Murder, murder, murder.
What did you say?
Oh, what did you say?
Did I tell you that my kids started saying that now? My youngest one?
I love that.
After our Boston trip. What did you say?
Oh, what did you
God
say?
damn it.
You're just like having a little piece of meat in your house.
I love it. I love it.
So, police interviewed all of her friends and family, right?
Mhm.
A neighbor came forward and said that on the night of her disappearance, they had seen an unusual, boxy-looking car come into the parking lot between 12 and 1 a.m.
Okay.
The parking lot of her, like, townhouse or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But it left quickly before anyone was able to accurately get a make or model or license plate or whatever. They're just like, there's a fucking sketchy car here. Whatever. Can't
Would
do
you
much with
notice
that.
if there was a sketchy car in your neighborhood?
100% no.
Me either.
No, but I also don't see my street from my house. So unless I was, like, on my street.
Yeah, but I can't. I do see my street from my house, and
No, I wouldn't.
no idea.
No. This person,
A
maybe they're out
townhome?
smoking,
like,
you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Like, if you're out there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or not all the time, but like on a regular cadence.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
yeah.
And I guess it was like a nicer area, and this car that they saw was kind of like a sketchy looking car. And
they're
so
like, not in my neighborhood.
yeah, literally the people were like, noted.
We never see Chevrolets.
Is that the
I don't know.
low car?
Chevrolet, Ford, like a basic. You
Yes.
know? Not a Bugatti. I don't fucking know.
They don't even have a Bugatti.
Yes, a Lotus.
Okay, so police obviously looked hard into the fiancé, John,
Sure.
and they were able to confirm that he had gone to that party that night.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then he had gone back to his mom's house, like he said.
Okay.
He had told them that he went back to his mom's house and watched his favorite show until about 4 a.m. or something, right? And
Okay.
then that's when he sent her the good morning text and went to
to
sleep.
bed.
Yeah.
So he was at his mom's house watching a show in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a very good alibi. Did she have a ring?
Like camera? No, it's
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah, like what do...
That's all you got.
So the mom's just like, I'm a real light sleeper. I'd know if you leave.
I don't think the mom ever said one way or another.
It's not a good alibi then.
No, I agree, but the police were able to confirm that his computer had been on and was streaming the show White Collar during that time. And John was like, fucking, let me tell you all about the episodes that I watched because it's like my favorite show. It's so good. Here's everything that happened. So they're like,
Sure,
yeah,
you would know
guess.
about that if it's your favorite show.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, he told them all about it and they were like,
All right.
checks out.
I'm being so judgy.
He couldn't have done nothing. He was streaming his favorite fucking show, right?
Okay.
Rock solid alibi.
It sounds like it.
He did, however, mention that just before he left that night to go to the party, that Katelyn had given him a stack of papers. It was some of like her bank statements and other crucial
so
information.
if you find that around here, don't be surprised.
Well, no. You see, what happened was she gave it to him and asked him to burn it because they don't have a shredder. And so that's totally normal. It's something that they would do all the time. And so he was like, for sure, as you wish, whatever.
Where's he going to burn it?
He took it to the party with him and they had a bonfire and he burned it at the party.
No.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
No. Immediately no. No.
Like, she had asked him to, right? So there's nothing
Sure.
wrong with it. It's totally normal. They just didn't have a shredder. Totally normal.
I mean, I burn my shit in
In
my
your
house.
yard.
Yeah, in my yard. But
Like,
I would never package it up and be like, here, you're going to a party? Are they going to have a fire?
You're
Will you take my
going-
important information and go burn it at somebody else's house?
yeah, with people that I'm sure are super responsible and definitely not like drinking or like, I don't know,
having
gonna
a good time.
use your information for something nefarious.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Sure, maybe.
What if he's telling the truth? This poor man. What an unfortunate series of events if he is telling the truth.
I know, right? He's like, I literally just want to find my fiance.
He's like, and nobody will take me seriously.
He kind of looks like a super nerd too. And so it's
Aw.
like you almost feel a little bit bad for him. Like,
Yeah.
buddy,
Ah.
you're really getting it hard on this one.
Oops.
So John also mentioned a guy named Ryan Ball, and He told police that they should definitely look into this guy because he had been known to be like a creep around town, whatever, and in Katelyn's high school, I guess they had gone to high school together. Mm-hmm. He was a creep to Katelyn then, and he had like Facebook messaged her.
Once a creep, always a creep.
Basically, yeah. And so I guess he had messaged her and was like, you know, let's hook up, blah, 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 and whatever. And Katelyn was just like, bye, like, no, thank you.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
How about no?
No, thank you. So look into him, right?
Right.
Turns out, police had been given this guy's name by a few other people as well. And so like, oh shit, maybe he is actually worth looking at.
Yeah. Okay.
And they bring him in. He had been arrested a week after Katelyn's disappearance.
Oh.
He was a registered sex offender and he had violated his parole. And so he had been arrested. Okay. They gave him a lie detector test and he passed it.
Okay.
And they determined, because of that he had nothing to do with Katelyn's disappearance.
These don't feel like very good detectives.
You know? So...
Funny you should say that.
So interesting. So meanwhile, John is out there giving media interviews. I think he went on podcasts. He was interviewed twice by Nancy Grace.
Shut up.
For 2 separate episodes.
Miss Grace herself?
Fucking Miss Goddamn Grace.
What?
Yeah. People close to Katelyn, including her best friend, all were super supportive of John.
What?
Like, he's just going through it, just like they all are.
I don't know, Erin. I don't know. I don't know if I could give Brandon that.
I mean, I'm glad,
scenario.
you know?
Okay, good.
Question everything.
Good.
But her best friend...
He's going to have a really hard time convincing me that it was a natural death. Even if I was there for it.
There has to be a body. Even if I was there for it.
He'd be like, what'd you do? Did you poison her? You poisoned her, didn't you?
You like, look over.
Knew it.
You're closest to her.
I fucking knew it.
So we were talking about her bestie supported John.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Everybody was supportive of him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like...
So some people on the outside, though, were not as forgiving towards John. These little armchair detectives and stuff, right? They started picking him apart on how he was acting.
Right.
During his interviews and what he was
we
saying.
got media footage now. We're going to, like, peel over every little ounce of it.
Exactly.
Every second.
It was a really hard time for him through all of that, but he was staying in the limelight, in the media, to keep her case in there, to try and get attention to it, just doing what he could, even though he was getting all of this backlash, right?
Yeah. So he kept it up.
Yeah. I should mention that there were some people close to the case who were a bit disappointed to learn that he had actually told a couple untruths in the Nancy Grace interviews. Yep. Not our John boy. He did, though.
John Boy did?
John Boy did. Apparently he got his age wrong. So
what? How old is he?
Liar. And he also had said that he had taken some lie detector test, and
he did not.
That was a lie.
And the lie detector test
determined that was a lie.
Yeah.
And so the people that were close to him that knew that were like, what the fuck? Like,
Why
what are you
lying?
doing? Yeah. Like,
Why
that's
are you
weird.
doing that?
What are you doing? But not big things, just little untruths, right? Little
I don't like it, John.
insignificant stuff.
I don't like it, John.
And there was a $25,000 reward for information leading to Katelyn, and then a local business owner named Jeff Ruby, he put up a $25,000 reward.
Oh, nice.
Bringing the total to $50,000 because he said that he was basically like, somebody knows something and money makes people not afraid to talk about it. Yeah. So, like, he wanted to put it out there. But basically what I'm telling you is the whole community was, like, invested in Katelyn's disappearance.
They wanted that money?
They wanted her found.
Yeah,
This business owner was, like, just trying to give back to his community. Aww. And also, like, that's a horrible thing to happen. And,
right.
Giving where he could.
That's so cool.
That it's on Nancy Grace. So this is gaining national news.
Yeah.
Right? Or attention. Most of Katelyn's friends believed that she had to have been taken or harmed by someone she knew because she wouldn't have gone with or opened the door to whatever, someone that she didn't know, right? And there's no signs of forced entry or anything in her apartment.
And the dog was in her room. And was that like a normal behavior for her to keep the dog in the room? Probably not. You'd have to listen to that shit.
No, it wasn't normal. And the dog had actually pooped in the room, saying that it had been there for a while. Like, that's completely out of character, right?
Right. So then, even more leading towards maybe knew somebody or somebody came over or something.
Yeah,
right?
and then
how'd you get that dog in that room?
Yeah.
Because if you're just attacking randomly, you don't give a fuck about the dog.
No, and you're not going to go
Running
put the
away.
dog in the room or care that it's barking, I guess.
No, but if the dog's already in the room sleeping and you know you're going to kill your girlfriend, you might shut the door.
Maybe.
And then go kill her.
Maybe.
Or,
so,
I digress.
Either way, they're like, it's probably someone that she knows, right? Because whatever. So despite all their efforts, the police still hadn't been able to locate Katelyn, and a vigil was held in December, which is 4 months after she went missing. And then in April of 2012, a body of a 15-year-old girl was found in a creek bed a mile from Katelyn's home.
15?
Mm-hmm.
How old was Katelyn?
Katelyn was like 24.
Okay, I was like,
22.
Hold up. Wait.
I think she was 22.
Okay.
But it's just a mile from her house, right? And so
we got serial killer.
It's a little sketchy, right?
Yeah.
It's possibly a serial killer. This person, I guess, looked similar to
Oh, so we got to type an MO.
The body was identified as Chelsea Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she kind of looks similar to Katelyn.
Mm-hmm.
And this sparked media interest in Katelyn's case again. Because now they found this body. Hey, we have this other missing girl.
Remember Katelyn?
Yeah. And kind of sparked it back up. But police found no connection between Katelyn and this other girl.
All right.
And then in June of 2012, a man named Cooper King was arrested on...
His name is Cooper King?
Uh-huh. His last name's King. His name is Cooper. Last
Cooper
name
King?
Uh-huh.
That's a fucking sick-ass name.
Cooper King.
Hell yeah. I'd be like, nice to meet you. My name's Cooper. Cooper King.
Cooper King.
That's how I'd say it every time.
King Cooper.
King Cooper.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, you would have to say it that way. You're right. You are accurate.
I would be so mad my name wasn't Koopa.
I know.
Maybe he's from Boston.
I was just going to say, just imagine. A Koopa.
So, King Koopa.
Himself,
he was arrested on a rape charge, and he was suspected in Katelyn's disappearance.
Uh-oh, okay.
But it would end up being another letdown. He was exonerated from anything having to do with Katelyn, right?
Okay.
And then finally...
Everything having to do with Katelyn. We don't have anything.
We have nothing
She's
to do with Katelyn.
Gone.
She's just not there. Yeah, he had nothing to do with it, though. So then finally...
He didn't have her, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
King Koopa didn't get her.
King Koopa didn't have her.
Okay, he's not helping Bowser out?
Mm-mm.
Princess Peach
It was not
okay.
Princess Katelyn.
Okay.
So then finally, on Monday, April 7th, 2013, a year and a half after her disappearance, in Indiana, Cedar Grove, Franklin County, Big Cedar Road, a man searching for scrap metal found a makeshift dump site on the side of the road, and in it, he found a body.
Wow, wait a minute. Hold up. That was a lot to digest.
Okay.
How far away is this location from her?
Roughly 30 minutes, but it is across state lines.
Yeah, I was like, this is a different state.
Yeah, we're in Indiana now.
Searching for scrap metal. What's that like? What are you doing?
What do you mean? You've seen scrappers.
You just walk, like, does he have a metal detector?
No. They assume, this is what they all did by my work. They have a big trailer or truck, and then they just drive around to dumpsters, and they look at the dumpsters, and they're like, is that a fridge or whatever? And then they pull apart the copper or the scrap metals from it. The stuff that you can actually get money from.
Yeah, that you can go sell. I mean, I've seen it on an episode of Hoarders or something, I think.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
They drove by my work when I worked over there. They drove by there every day.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a whole. I know that people do it for like a job.
It was the same guy every day. They have like dumpsters or whatever that they hit. They go like in a little route.
This lady on whatever the fuck I was watching does too.
Hoarders probably.
Probably. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know. I mean, it's lucrative if you work really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, damn.
I'll tell you, they never upgraded their trailer or their truck.
I'm sure. No, they're probably just
the years that I had seen them doing
it. Able to buy a fucking vape pen.
6-pack of beer. Yeah. I don't think they got much.
A sixer and a vape pen.
Yeah. I don't think they got much out of it. So, yeah, this guy was out scrap metaling. He found this pile.
A fucking body.
A pile of debris or whatever junk on the side of the road. And he was like, I'm going to go poke around in there. And he did. And he
found a body.
So, obviously, he calls the police, right?
Right.
The body was wrapped under a black tarp with the head bagged separately.
Ooh, attached?
You know, that is unclear.
Was it not in the tarp?
But I don't know. I think there was like quite literally a bag put over her head.
Yeah.
As if to say, I don't want to see her face, maybe.
Okay. That is so fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So police were able to identify Katelyn fairly quickly using dental records.
Okay, I was like, but hold up, this was a year and some change later.
A year and a half later. Yeah, but I guess she had like one crooked tooth in the front.
Oh.
And the skeleton still had that tooth, and it was pretty distinct.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. Oh,
you know,
my
dental
God.
records.
Are they all skeletal at that point?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would guess so.
Yeah.
They did not have a cause of death.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Huh.
They were able to tell Katelyn's father that her body had been found, so he could kind of get
closure,
some
at least
closure.
on that. Like, she's not alive,
Mm-hmm.
But what happened?
Again, finding her body reinvigorated the case again, and police brought her dad in for questioning.
Oh, shit.
Dave here. So they're like, you know, we found the body, blah, blah, blah. We want to talk to you. So he goes in again to do the same thing again.
Yeah, let's go.
And this time they're like, hey, so where were you? And the dad is just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
oh, my God. Are these, like, are the police not very competent? Have they talked about that at all in those documentaries?
They hadn't talked about, well, no. They don't fire shots directly at the police in the documentaries, but they're kind of like...
And then they...
Certainly things were overlooked, you know?
Yeah.
So Dave, Katelyn's dad, went along with it and was like answering their questions, and then they asked him to do a polygraph test, and he agreed to it.
Sure.
He made some smart-ass comment, like, I wish you would have fucking done this 2 years ago, you know?
But okay.
When she went missing. But yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. And so he obviously passed. He didn't have anything to do with murdering his daughter. He was kind of pissed off, obviously, about it. But when he left, he was a little bit excited, thinking that the police were, like,
Gonna try
doing something, you know? Like, they're interrogating him. Maybe they're interrogating other people. Like, they're gonna
I'd be worried.
put a fire under their ass and fucking find her. Or find whoever did this to Katelyn, right?
Yeah, find the killer.
Yeah.
I'd be worried of the opposite. Like, you're looking in the wrong fucking spot, man.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I guess that makes sense.
I'm sure he's probably trying to think positively, too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, my God.
Like,
Poor
yeah,
guy.
let's get this out of the way so you can go fucking bust some skulls over there, you know?
Yeah. Go on now. And I'd be like, oh, my God, you didn't interview me 2 years ago, and you're just now suspecting me?
Yeah.
You don't have any other
the
idea.
closest people to the
Yeah,
case,
you
like
don't-
her father.
You don't have any other ideas. I'd be worried. Like,
That's
fuck,
true.
this is not a good sign.
That's true. They held a memorial service shortly after Katelyn's body was found.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8 months after that memorial service, Katelyn's bestie and another friend decided to go to the place where they had discovered her body and pay their respects there, you know?
Okay.
However, while they were there, just kind of looking around, they found more of her bones.
Stop it. They find more bones?
They found
I thought you were
more
going to say evidence, but they found more of
bones.
her?
More of her.
What?
Her bestie was literally like, I thought they found her body. Like, I didn't know that I'd be fucking walking up to bones and shit.
Hell no.
None of them cussed. They were all very polite and nice and kind people.
Yeah,
I
right.
said that too about the dad. He's like, well, fucking 2 years ago. He didn't cuss.
He was very kind about it.
He was actually very respectful.
Oh my God.
More bones.
What bone?
I don't know.
Do we know?
I don't know.
That feels like an important thing.
But-
Toe bones, I understand.
Yeah, like, yeah, little guys.
Yeah, little
hyoid
knuckles?
or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah,
No, hyoid, I'd be pissed. I need to
Fucking
know.
bones.
Was she strangled? Were they able to rule out things then?
You know, I don't know. But
Suffocation is probably the reason.
yeah, asphyxiation.
If there was a bag
something.
over her head.
That could have been it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But how'd she get there? Did she fall asleep and he just slipped it on?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I'm already over here like...
So her bestie calls police, right?
Yeah.
And this other friend. They're like, hey, guess what? You didn't get
Hey,
all
guess
of her.
what? Turns out she's still here.
Turns out you fucking suck.
How did
So-
you not know you were missing things? They probably were like, animals got her.
Yeah, I'm sure. And
But
like,
you
they've
didn't
been
want to do
out
a
there
quick
for a
little
year and a half.
scan? Double check?
Fucking anything. And also, you would think after you find this body in this spot
You might look around.
where all the scrap metal is, you're going to clear out this makeshift dump site. Like, you're not going to just leave it all there and be like, anyway, we got the body out, you know?
Honestly.
You would clear it and then
I
be
would
like,
think.
hey, look, another bone.
You think you would be processing it for evidence of
Yeah.
like who put the body here?
What else did this person
Yeah.
dump?
Is there
Is
a
it
shoe
their
print?
dump?
Or,
you
I
know?
guess it is like a while later, but still.
Yeah, but still.
Try.
But still. Yeah.
There might be tire tracks.
So
you should still ask, like, hey, did you drive over here and see this shit?
or look through it for a fucking receipt
Bone?
or
A
something. A bone? Yeah. I can't imagine that the bestie was like digging
through the trash.
Exactly.
No, it had to just be there.
It had to just be there. She had to look down
It's
and be
her
like,
fucking
that's
foot still in the shoe or something.
fucking
Like,
suspicious.
what
It's
the
so
fuck?
fucked up. I
Yeah.
don't know. So obviously they're like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
They call the police and they showed up along with Dave, Katelyn's dad. Dave came with a fucking sifter.
Oh my God.
This man
Oh no.
was like,
I'm getting all of my baby.
exactly. Like, didn't trust the police to do
Oh
a
my
thorough
God,
job
that's
at
so
this point,
sad.
and wanted to be able to lay his daughter to rest.
That's
Completely
so sad.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Oh my God. I don't think we had to talk about that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Just don't make me feel things, you know?
Yeah, I know, right? So at this point, Dave is fucking pissed, right?
Oh, God.
He wanted new eyes on the case. He wasn't thrilled with the investigators.
I wouldn't be either.
From the very beginning, saying that she had run away.
Yeah.
Like, all of it was just, he's not happy with any of it, right?
Sure.
And then he gets a call from someone he doesn't know. He's some kind of daddy warbucks type who said he wanted to remain anonymous, but he would pay for a private investigator for Katelyn's disappearance.
What?
So Dave
Well,
is
because
like,
it's getting so much news.
So Dave is like, fuck yeah, let's do
Hell
it, right?
yeah, sign my ass up.
So they hire this PI named J. Ryan Green. And he comes in. He's one of those fucking big guys with a big white cowboy hat. That's
Love
like
it.
fucking ready for
I
justice.
should have known. His first name's Jay.
Jay, yeah, he's like, it's
Just a letter?
Just the letter.
It's probably Justin. He's like, that's not badass enough.
They call me Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he re-interviews all of Katelyn's friends. He
Starts
triple
over.
checks all of their alibis. Yeah, exactly. Starts from the beginning. And he, instead of believing their alibis, is going to check it, right?
Right.
And he interviews Brad again. He does believe Brad's story. It hadn't changed in the whole time that he had given interviews or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he decided to track down Brad's old car. I guess it had since been sold.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to track it down. I don't know if he bought it or what, but he had a forensic team look at the car, and they found what could have possibly been blood in the trunk of the car.
Uh-oh.
But it would need a DNA test to, like, move forward to match it to anything, right?
It was fucking Brad. Brad helped. What's
Listen.
going on? I have questions.
Now, I don't have any answers
I can tell.
because that is not answered. They were just like, might have been blood. And then later, they're like, might not have been blood.
What?
That's it. So just forget that part now.
Oh, good. What?
So, meanwhile, Dave is now second-guessing John.
Yeah.
So he had been on John's side this entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's kind of second-guessing it. He didn't like the way that John had insisted that she was missing in the very beginning.
Right away.
Instead of asking, like,
Yeah.
hey, have you seen her?
Yeah.
Which you called out immediately. It's
Like
fucking weird. Yeah.
That you just immediately jump to she's gone.
Yeah. Like,
But
if
then you did say that they're infatuated with each other or whatever. So then I'm like, okay, well, I can kind of see it. But then now that it's been an hour and he's on the phone with his mom, like, you had time to calm down.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
like,
You're
get-
still going to be hot and come in screaming?
Yeah.
Mhm. So now he's finally second-guessing John, right? And
Get him. Get him,
Yeah.
Dave.
so another friend, Michelle, also told the PI that Katelyn and John had had a fight the night before her disappearance.
Oh, so we get a little intel about that weird vibe.
She said that on the Friday night, so she went missing on Saturday night, right? Late Saturday night. Well, on Friday night, they went to this whatever festival, right?
Oh, yeah. with
Sacred
all the
Heart.
Weirdos, we said.
Those
Yeah.
unsavory characters.
Yeah.
And she said that John had spent $100 at the fair on tickets, and Katelyn had gotten mad about it because they're supposed to be saving money for this big move to Colorado and their wedding and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So
She's like, I don't want to go to this fucking concert or whatever it is.
yeah, this fucking festival thing, whatever, right? What are you gonna get her face painted? Spent $100 on tickets. I'd be pretty pissed too.
It sounds fun. I don't know.
Different people.
Love festivals. Love a good festival. I don't know what a bleeding heart one is or whatever you call it.
Sacred
Oh.
I don't know. I think it was put on at a church, but I'm not. 100%
Oh, well,
positive.
then I'm out.
It did look fun though. There was like
I
the
went
carny
to church.
rides and
Church
stuff.
can be fun. They try to get you.
You know, they're really selling it.
Hey, they got trunk or treats.
Yeah, Jesus loves roller coasters.
Yeah. Jesus loves carnies.
So Caitlyn was pretty pissed about the $100, right?
Yeah, so they weren't... But you're not going to get murdered over that, right?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
But even Caitlyn's bestie, Amber, who had been fully supportive of John this entire time and was like, you guys just don't know him. They were so in love, blah, blah, blah.
You don't know him like I know him?
Mm-hmm. She was starting to have second thoughts. Because Caitlyn's body was found on that fucking road far away, right? And out of state.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah. It was along the route to John's dad's house.
Yeah, see, that's a problem, my friend.
That's a problem.
That is a big problem.
So...
That's a problem that makes me go...
That's fucking suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't like that one.
So the PI meets with John.
Yeah, good.
4 times.
Okay, I love it.
This time, though, he mentioned that night before he left, she was a little bit upset that he was leaving.
Well, sure.
And he had apologized, but he was a little bit sarcastic. Like, well, I'm sorry, love you. Like, But that normally made her laugh. So, like, she laughed, and then he left.
Normally never made her laugh. I can guarantee you that.
Not once.
Never once has a girlfriend ever laughed at a sarcastic joke.
When you're mad.
With serious undertones.
Yeah.
No way.
So he had made this little sarcastic remark and then left. And this is obviously a fucking huge red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had always maintained that they had never argued or anything like that, right? And so this PI is like, hey, well, like...
Why are you changing your story?
Yeah, what about all those other times where you said, like, you didn't argue, and now you're telling me that there was an argument? And he was like, well, I would never say this to anyone else, and I'm only saying it to you now because you're asking, but I wouldn't want anyone in the media to think, jump to all these conclusions. And, like, that's how he kind of tried to cover it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought you were trying to solve her missing disappearance. I'd say everything. I'd be like, yeah, we did get in a fight. I didn't fucking touch her, but we had a fight.
Yeah, be so helpful.
She's so mad right now.
She's really
Find
mad.
her so I can say I'm sorry.
Here's where she goes to cool down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He also said that in regards to her body being found kind of near his dad's house or on the way to his dad's house, that like proximity doesn't equal murder, just because it's near where his father lived doesn't mean anything.
We have no clues to go off of. Your proximity is equaling murder right now.
Yeah, your proximity is kind of the closest thing we have to murder.
Yeah, so you better come up with some gooder alibis.
Yeah. Well, then he started getting a little huffy, right? He was kind of getting frustrated with the PI.
He knows.
He was just kind of being a little bitch about having to bring it all up again,
Don't be such a little bitch.
Don't be such a little bitch about it. Like, I have to bring this all up again, and I'm just trying to get on with my life, and it's been 5 years, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
right?
but we still don't know who fucking killed her, man. Don't get on with your life. You stay stuck here with us.
We're all stuck here until she is found or, solved.
Resolved.
Yeah. So the PI believed that John knew more than he was giving, right?
Obviously. I feel like that's obvious, right?
He told the police that. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
I feel like it.
But they didn't have any new evidence, like hard evidence against him. And the money from Daddy Warbucks was running out.
Uh-oh.
So
Did it have a time limit?
I mean, it was probably like X amount of money. And then that PI did X amount of time on it until that money was allotted.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was like towards a reward. Like a lump sum.
No. No, that was the other $50,000 that's for a reward. But this was another that was just like, I will pay for a private eye for the dad because...
They got 2? That's super cool.
Well, one's just a reward.
Yeah, but I thought you said it was only a $25,000 reward, and then somebody who was rich, the worker in the community, put more towards it.
Yeah, and then an anonymous person was just like, yo, I'll buy you a PI.
For a PI. Okay.
For X amount of money.
Gotcha.
And then that X amount of money was starting to run up, so the private investigator, he even spent some of his own money, but then he's like, I also need to live, so he couldn't continue on with this investigation. But he had told the police about it and everything, but there's no new evidence against John, so it's kind of at a standstill still.
Right, like, so the PI is like, John. He's our guy. He's our main suspect.
Yeah. PI likes John. So doesn't like him. He likes him as
in
the
a
murderer.
bad way. He's for John.
Pinning him. Yeah. About 5 years after Caitlyn's disappearance, John ended up getting married and having a baby.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I mean, what else is he supposed to do?
I mean, get on with your life, I guess. That's what you wanted to do. And then in August of 2018, in the same town, a girl named Ellie Weeks went missing.
Okay.
And again, there are a bunch of similarities between her and Caitlyn. They were roughly the same age. They had a similar style. They were both into art. They
just snatching up people over there? Is it aliens? What's going on? What are we talking about? Aliens need artists?
Maybe. They were also...
I don't know why my emphasis was weird. But it's okay.
Artists. They were also found in similar ways with their heads
What?
in a bag. And it was eventually discovered that the murderer was a man named Michael Strauss.
It was somebody else? Oh, for her.
For
But we
this
don't
other
know
person,
okay.
Ellie Weeks. And Michael Strauss was sentenced to 17 years in prison. 17 and a half, I think. But here's the thing.
Okay.
There were a lot of similarities. It was the same area and everything. But it also turns out that Michael Strauss, the guy that had murdered this Ellie person, used to hang out with Katelyn and her friends.
Gasp.
Gasp.
Were we just judging John this whole time?
You bitch. So.
Okay. Tell me more.
We bitches.
Tell me more.
So, there was one picture of a
It's
group.
not fair, though, because I didn't know about this guy. So go on.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So there's one picture of a group of kids, right? And Michael was standing by John in this picture. Coincidence? Maybe. But
I think not.
then this Michael character also admitted to Ellie that he had killed someone before. So,
Okay.
fucking suspicious. Then, in 2020, another new detective was on the case now, right?
On case.
Because we don't have anything. That was in 2018,
right.
and they're like, yeah, he killed this other girl, but, like,
We don't know.
that's it, right?
Similarities, that's it.
Yeah. So then in 2020, this other new detective is on the case. His name is Paul Newton, and he spent...
Mr. Newton?
Mr. Newton. He spent more than 3 years working on this case, right? He interviewed Michael Strauss, who admitted to probably being at a party with Katelyn and John back in the day. He did remember taking that picture that they showed him, like, this is fucking you guys together.
Yeah.
But he said that he didn't hang out with John, didn't really know who he was. The only reason that he really recognized him is because he had seen that picture before.
Oh, okay.
And so, right?
All right. John's like, no, we're best friends. Let's go
Right?
talk to John. What's John got to say?
Well, new detective Paul was able to corroborate Michael's alibi of being at another party on the night of Katelyn's disappearance.
Oh, my God.
He scoured Facebook for pictures of that party.
Right.
And
to see
then-
if they're in it.
Yeah, was able to find a picture of someone else with a lampshade on their head. And then, like, in the background, you can see Michael there. So, like, all right, he was definitely at this party,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's
That's lucky.
real lucky. Because it wasn't a picture of him.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, you mean like
Like,
he was
only
just
him.
in the background?
Yeah, he was just in the background.
Yeah.
It wasn't? I thought you just said it was.
I was like, who was it then? Somebody who looked
very
like him?
Confusing. So Detective Paul also noticed that going over the whole case file for everything again, right? And John had had some scratches on his neck that had been documented.
They were documented?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they took pictures. So he was interviewed, obviously, and they're like, what's up with those scratches on your neck?
John was or Michael?
John.
John, yeah.
John. They're like, what's up with those scratches on your neck? And he said, oh, it's from shaving, and then immediately got defensive and was like, you can examine it if you want. And the detective was like, I was just asking. Like, literally, I was just asking. Seemed a little.
Fucking weird.
Seemed a little.
Weird.
like
I'm
he
back
was
on John. I'm back on John.
Jump into it. So John had also apparently deleted a text message from Katelyn that night, which is weird.
Really weird.
Mm-hmm. And he'd never sent that good morning text that he was so insistent that he had sent back in 2011.
It wasn't like in his phone or something? Well,
He had
that's
never
weird.
sent that. He's just like, yeah, and then I sent this text, which
And then
is
he
weird.
had never sent it?
And he had never sent it.
Did she even take that fucking picture of her and Murph? Did we look at the metadata? Is that from like another day or something?
Fucking right.
And he
I
sent
don't
it to
know.
himself?
I don't think it was from that night, though,
Yeah. Did he like send it to himself to make it like a...
from her phone.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I'm over here. I got wild theories going on.
Yep. John had also apparently failed 2 lie detector tests along this whole way, right?
Oh my God. He took more than one. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Like,
the
let
first
me try
one-
again.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
First
nervous
one
for
didn't
that
go
one.
well.
Yeah.
Oh, just do it over time.
Try it again.
So, new Detective Paul brings John back in for questioning, right?
Yeah.
He gets John to agree to another lie detector test.
Mm-hmm.
He failed again.
Oh my God. A third one? How
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Maybe answer differently this time.
Maybe just say no to the lie detector test. You don't have to do it.
Right?
It doesn't
Yeah.
even work.
Which we know lie
Yeah.
detector tests don't technically mean anything.
But we all judge off of them. If you say no to it, we're like, you're suspicious. If you say yes, we're like, you're an idiot. So just, I don't know, just say no.
Just say no. But this made Detective Paul more determined to find something solid against John, right?
Okay, so he's convinced. He's like, in all my years, these lie detector tests are what I know.
This guy's fucking fishy.
Okay.
He started talking to Katelyn's friends again, and this time her friends and coworkers were admitting that things weren't really as peachy as they seemed initially.
Why are they doing it now?
I don't fucking know. So a coworker, maybe they were never originally interviewed or initially interviewed.
Yeah.
But a coworker at David's bridal said that at one point, shortly before her disappearance, like a week before or something, she had asked Katelyn, like, oh, are you going to get married in Colorado or are you going to get married here before you go? And Katelyn had kind of gotten cagey about it and then said something along the lines of like, well, I don't even know if we're going to get married.
Uh-oh. Bum, bum, bum. Why not, Katelyn?
So,
did she probe? Did she ask? Why? Why are you not going to get married?
I don't know. I
would've.
wouldn't. If it was a coworker, I'd be like, oh my God,
100%.
why? I probably would. What happened? Are you okay?
I would 100%. I
Yeah.
do it all the time.
If you did tell me you don't think you're going to get married, I probably wouldn't be like, oh, okay, bye.
No, I'd be like, oh my gosh, is everything okay?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Me either. Bye. Like, what?
What?
No one's just going to turn away from that. I don't know, but she
No.
didn't have an answer after, or she
Gasp.
didn't elaborate.
Or the article didn't.
The documentary was just like, cut it off there. She's going to give away too many secrets.
Yeah.
So another of John's closest friends made a comment to this new detective that if Katelyn were to have broken up with John back then, like, John was so absolutely in love with her that it would have been absolutely catastrophic for him.
It would have been.
If Katelyn would have broken up with him. So this detective is like, that's fucking suspicious. It also turns out that on her phone records that night, her phone had turned off at like 12:04 a.m. or whatever, right? Like right after midnight. Her phone turned off and then didn't turn back on. And John's phone also turned off
How suspicious.
at like 12:06.
Huh.
Like 2 minutes later.
About as much time as it would take for you to find your phone to turn it off next.
Real fucking suspicious. Yeah, to walk to the other room to go get it and make sure you turn that one off too.
Yeah.
So Detective Paul was like, that's not great,
Fishy.
right? But they knew all of this before.
Yeah, he's just looking at it with fresh eyes and
Yeah,
trying.
exactly. So Detective Paul was then given a video taken by John's new wife showing John changing their new baby and flipping the fuck out and yelling at his wife, like screaming at
The
her.
new wife took this video. She's like, I got some info for you.
Turns out
he's a dick.
He's not that mild-mannered. He's not this, everything is honky-dory kind of guy. He has a flip. He can flip his fucking shit and turn crazy.
The baby.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was actually a baby, but it certainly looked like a baby. Like, he was changing the baby, and then he was yelling, and he, like, kind of turned toward her, and she's, like, filming, but trying not to film, so kind of moving back, and she's yelling, like, stop, and crying, and he's screaming at her, right? So
Get that baby and get the fuck out.
So this showed Detective Paul that, like, maybe John's...
He's got a different side.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a attitude problem, right? He could actually flip on a dime.
I'm just feeling so bad. That's probably why she was so weird when
Right?
that friend came over.
Because he had
I
probably
fucking freaked out.
Yeah.
She's like, good God.
Yeah. Detective Paul also went back to the neighbors who said that they had seen a strange car there that night.
Mm-hmm.
It was two teen boys who had been out walking in the area. They were sneaking out.
They
And-
snitched on themselves?
Mm-hmm.
That is a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, parents, you're doing a great job. Even though they were out sneaking out, we all do it.
They brought those kids in and they had talked about it or whatever. And then this is now like fucking 7 years later. Yeah. And they bring them back in. And these kids, they're grown-ups now.
Yeah.
And they gave the same story. So they said that they were standing on the corner across from John's house because they had snuck out that night and they're trying to find something to do or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're standing across the street from John's house. They see two cars pull up with their headlights off. And so these kids think that it's the cops. So they dive into the bushes and they
know
hide.
I've escaped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they go and they hide and they see these two cars pull up into John's house.
Yeah.
One car is a red Ford Focus, went into John's garage.
Mm-hmm.
Asked me what kind of car John drives.
A red Ford Focus?
You're goddamn right he does.
Okay. Well,
And
I mean, he came home,
He
though,
did
right?
come home,
Yeah.
yep. And the other car was blue, and it stayed on the street. And then after a couple of minutes, the two cars took off in the direction of what would be Katelyn's house. But
Right. You're so, like, who
I'm
knows
sure
where
that
they
there's
went?
only two directions you could go,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
Left or right.
yeah, exactly. So they pulled in, couple minutes, and then pulled out. Headlights were off the whole time. A little suspicious, right?
Don't want to wake up Mom. Mom's a light sleeper. I need an alibi. Don't wake her up.
Got to turn on that laptop. Put on white collar.
I fucking called it.
The teens said that the other car, the blue car, was being driven by a man with long shoulder-length hair and an unkempt beard.
Okay.
This made the detective think of a lifetime friend of John's named John Palmerton.
John and John?
John and John. And they showed a picture of this John Palmerton to the teen boys who both were like, yeah, that could have been him. It looks like him, right?
Wait, did these teen boys, they got interviewed before and the cops were just like,
Crazy.
what the fuck, homie? Your alibi is out the window. What the fuck? Was he
Teenagers
friends with
sneaking
people?
out. I don't know. Maybe they didn't believe him.
Oh my God. Did he know people in the police station? Like, what the fuck?
No.
They're just
So-
incompetent? That's so scary, man, you know?
The first detective that showed up the night that Katelyn was reported missing, she said that all of Katelyn's friends were kind of showing up to the house and everything, right, as they all found out that she was missing.
Yeah.
And this one guy, John Palmerton, had showed up, and this detective was like, he was fucking shady. He
Oh.
looked sketchy. He looked pale, fidgety. He just looked
Like he had
weird.
maybe just helped his best friend hide her?
Maybe, I don't know. But maybe. She said he was very standoffish. It was just kind of like weirded out by him, right?
Yeah.
So they bring John 2 back in for questioning.
John, too. I like his official name.
And they tell him that these two boys had seen him at John's house that night. Like, hey, we fucking got eyewitnesses that put you
Gigs
there.
up. Yeah.
And he's just denies it. Like, nope. Nothing to do with me. Don't know what those kids saw, but it wasn't me. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? His alibi was that he was at work.
Did he work at
and-
Papa J's?
No, I don't know where he worked.
That
I
would
don't
have been
remember.
so cool if both Johns worked there.
Right? They would only hire Johns.
If I were a manager at Papa John's, that's all I'd hire also.
Right?
I'd be like, John. No, John.
John, Papa. John, too, denies being there and everything, right? And this new detective does not believe him. John, too, says he was at work, and the new detective goes and speaks to his coworkers and his place of employment.
Was he at the same job the whole time?
Now, that's where I don't actually know, and it's also been like 7-8 years at this
Yeah.
point, so I don't know if they keep records of it, but his place of employment was like, yeah, no, that's not what happened. He wasn't here. That's not what happened.
They know? They remember?
Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh. I guess.
They're like, that fucker, he did it.
Mm-hmm. And so,
Give me that 50 grand.
right? Yeah. Him? No, I always hated him. Can I have the money now?
He sucked.
So on February 17th, 2023, John Palmerton was arrested.
Oh.
And then Detective Paul found some poems that were written by John at his mom's house.
Which John?
First John.
He wrote poems, huh?
He wrote poems.
He was very artsy.
He was an artsy guy. He was like, I'm going to blow this glass, and then I'm going to blow your mind with this poem.
Did you write that?
No.
Very clever.
Thank you. I don't know if his book of poems was never read or wasn't confiscated or what.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
They didn't even fucking interview his best friend. I have so
Right?
many questions. This
But-
is awful.
New Detective Paul decides to give it a look, and he found some interesting poems.
Some disturbing entries.
Yes. The
Is that what
first
you meant?
said, quote, deep down I love her. You want to kill her, but I love her. She must die.
What the fuck? Hard pass.
I don't think it's a haiku.
How did I wouldn't know. How did they meet? Do we know? Did you
I
tell me
think in
that?
high school, but I don't know for a fact. Prom. I think it was prom.
Oh no.
She had gone to prom with him, but like had been set up by a friend or something.
This sounds eerily familiar.
Yeah, but if
But
he
I-
kills you, I will fucking.
You better put him on blast right away.
Oh, 100%. Don't worry.
Okay.
He will be in prison for your murder until we find the real murderer.
Same with Brandon.
Because I don't imagine that your husband could actually kill you.
I don't think he could.
I feel like if he tried, he's not going to make it out.
Yeah, no way. I don't think so, huh?
So
Don't tell him that, though.
I won't.
He might try it to test his ego.
Yeah, he'll never know.
Yeah.
Don't let him know the power you have, you know?
Hey, Critty, don't make that a clip.
So he had that weird fucking creepy haiku. And then another entry said, quote, I know, I'll bury the body in the backyard. No, I'll bury it under the trailer and leave before anyone reports it missing. They didn't live in a trailer.
Is that a poem?
I don't know.
That's not a poem. You're just writing in your journal.
It's spoken word.
That's just writing in your fucking journal.
Literally just writing in your journal. And also, over the door frame, there was written, I slit your wrist with the key to your heart.
Hold the fuck up. First of all, that's some shit we would have had in a song somewhere.
100%. I tried to look for it with like lyric and I couldn't find it because I was like, it's a lyric, right?
Yeah.
I had some weird shit written on my whiteboard in high school that like, if I had killed someone, they would have been like, obviously.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not as concerning. The whole writing about like where he's going to hide a body is a little suspicious.
It's a little bit much. Once,
like, I'm pretty sure that's not normal.
Yeah, when someone near you goes missing / murdered.
And, like, you're like, I know. I'll bury it under the trailer.
I know what I'll do with it. But I don't think they lived in a trailer. It was so a townhouse. And I don't think his mom had a trailer either.
Well, maybe it was, like, a trailer that you haul stuff on.
Well, then why are you going to bury someone under it? It seems pretty mobile.
Maybe it's, like, a trailer on their property.
Maybe we're not supposed to interpret his art.
Maybe it's not fucking art. Maybe he's just writing in his goddamn
Maybe
notebook.
It's a goddamn confessional. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so this new detective also found searches on John's computer looking for a recap of a couple episodes of White Collar.
Oh, yeah, because he couldn't fucking remember.
The ones that he had watched that night.
Yeah,
you know?
how weird that you needed a recap.
Yeah.
Give me the cliff notes of what happened.
Yeah, and that was just searched the next day. So,
Idiot.
they knew that. Like, they had to know that. Investigators had to know that. But they must not have had enough to do anything about it.
They must not have known that, because that feels like really suspicious to keep looking.
Yeah, I don't know, though. But they had to have searched computers. They had to have.
Do you think they did like a search history?
They
or just
had
they looked
to
at
have.
files?
I mean, maybe.
I
But
don't
who's
know.
putting that shit in files? You're gonna like Google it. What do I do with a body? Or whatever. It's stupid shit people Google.
Yeah, who's putting that shit in files?
Files isn't going to give you any information.
I know, unless you took a picture of her and it's on there.
Yeah, I guess. On March 22nd, 2023, Detective Paul arrested John Carter at his place of employment, where he was teaching a glass-blowing class. John was indicted on murder charges, but really all of their evidence that they had thus far is circumstantial.
Okay.
Police believe that night after Brad left, Katelyn and John got into an argument. Perhaps she was going to leave him, and he flipped out and killed her. They speculate that he killed her before he left for the party.
Oh, my God.
And then went to the party to establish an alibi. And they believe that after the party, or at it, he met up with John Palmerton, his lifelong friend who would help him out of any jam, right?
Sure.
And the pair drove to John's mom's house, where he then set his computer to Netflix to watch White Collar or whatever, right? To set up another part of his alibi. And then they went back to Katelyn's house, where they cleaned and waited until the early morning when the festival up the street was going to be finished and all the people would be gone so that they could...
Oh, that's why he was going so hard on that.
Mm-hmm. So then they were able to move her body out of the house a little bit more discreetly with not a lot of people around. And then they went and dumped her body across state lines near John's dad's house.
How did they get her body from her place to the car without anybody noticing?
I don't know. It's like a townhouse, too. Like, they're all really close. I think that's why they waited until the middle of the night, like
the middle of the night,
3, 4 in the morning, right?
You're not really going to encounter anybody.
So that's what they believe happened. All of their evidence is circumstantial, and John was arrested for this.
Right.
Now, he's going to plead not guilty.
Sure.
And then just weeks before the trial was set to begin, a neighbor came to the police station, a neighbor of Katelyn's, came to the police station with some information.
Uh-oh, what'd she say?
Apparently, that when the police asked her if they had heard anything that night, you know, like,
did you hear anybody get murdered here?
some shit went down last night or whatever, did you hear anything? Apparently, they had allegedly asked her about the wrong night. And
Oh
so
my
she
God.
was like, no, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that night. Oh, the next night, though? Yeah, that night, I heard
a murder.
screaming. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think it was actually the night before.
Right.
Right? Not the
Whatever.
other way. But she said that she heard a woman screaming, stop it. She didn't say she heard a name.
Oh.
That was like a one syllable. Stop it. Which could be stop it, John.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she heard a thud against a wall or something like that, right?
Oh, my God.
She said it sounded like something hitting a wall
like
or
a
hitting
head.
something. After this came out, John's defense team came out and asked for a plea deal, saying that John would plead guilty to manslaughter.
He was like, just end it.
Yep. The prosecution was like, yep, sure, fine, 100%. They
Oh, my God.
agreed to drop the charges against John if he would plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter of the 3rd degree.
What's his story?
And he didn't give any story.
He didn't have to?
He didn't give anything else. All he had to do was plead guilty.
You know, at that point, I probably would accept that as like a family member.
I think that's why they did.
Like
they
at 8 or 9 years, I'd just be like, you know what?
It's
At
12.
least he fucking had to admit it.
12 years.
12 years? Oh, my God.
So on July 18th, John was sentenced to the maximum term allowed for manslaughter.
Which is?
3 years.
Gasp.
Fucking
no.
What?
What?
Yeah.
How is it 3 years?
He was 24 when he murdered Katelyn. He was 36 when he was sentenced, and he'll be 39 or earlier when he gets released.
How is manslaughter only 3 years?
Well, it was involuntary manslaughter in the 3rd degree, which is like the least of the manslaughters. And I guess
But I didn't realize all that. Why
Yeah.
did they accept that plea?
I don't know. It was more important to the family and the prosecutors that they had this guilty plea. And like you said, just him admitting that he had done it.
Yeah, but he's going to go do it to somebody else, guys. Like, the wife literally took a video and was like, this guy's violent.
Yeah.
He's going to go get somebody else.
I don't know. Listen.
What the fuck?
I get absolutely zero feeling that this will happen. I kind of hope it does. But I feel like Daddy Dave over there, Katelyn's dad,
Might do a little click, click, boom.
I feel like that man is
Gonna do it.
He's not going to do well if John gets out of prison.
Good.
But he has another
I guess
daughter.
I can't say
don't
that
know.
because I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't want to advocate for that, obviously, because you can't advocate for that. But at the same time, as a parent,
Right.
I'd be like, all right, well, I guess in 4 years, I should make plans.
Now I'm mad because if you only have to serve 3 years, then you have to tell me everything.
Right.
Now
Yeah,
I'm mad.
I
I thought
wanna
it was
know
going to be like
everything.
fucking, you know,
Yeah. And the charges
25
against...
to life or something, you know?
Right, yeah.
Something substantial to be
or
like,
at
all
least
right,
20 years.
I got years
Yeah.
to think about this.
Yeah,
And
to
I'll be dead before you're out. so
come
who
to
cares?
forgiveness or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the charges against John Palmerton were dropped. For
Okay,
now.
so he's not an accomplice or anything at this time.
Right now. They're still looking at him.
Yeah, 'cause
There's
this all
like
just
one
happened.
fucking person on the case, detective on the case or whatever, that's like, you fucking keep your eyes peeled, son.
I'm watching you.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
do anything funny.
So there's that. Isn't
What
that
the fuck?
fucking crazy?
Okay, so I always knew it was John from the beginning.
You
Even
did.
though we still don't know if it's really John. But
It was
like, it's
100%
gotta be
John,
right?
Yeah, it was 100% John. And
then
then he almost fucking got away with it.
almost. I still want to know what. Okay, so we heard a thud. So do you think he like slammed her head against the wall and she passed out and then he put the bag over her head and then
I
she
don't-
suffocated? Like
I
what
don't-
happened?
I don't think that the bag had anything to do with the actual murder. But
You think he
that's-
did it to like cover up her
I would-
face?
Yeah. I think he did it to cover her face.
How do you think
or
she was
maybe if
murdered?
there was a head wound, if she did hit her head against the wall or something
to
and it
stop
was
blood.
yeah, bleeding, then like bleed into the bag. But I don't think that the bag actually had anything to do with the actual murder.
Really?
More like the cleanup or like the aftermath.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
hiding away
Mhm.
things.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
That is crazy.
motherfucker
But there's
got
not a lot
away
of
with it.
blood though, so this makes me think that
Asphyxiation or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it could have been. He could have just smothered her or
Like,
knocked
knock
her
her out?
unconscious. Punch
Yeah.
her once, you might knock her unconscious, and then you smother
put the
her.
bag on her. Yeah, or smother her. I mean, you put a bag over someone's head when they're asleep, they're gonna die. If they
Yeah,
don't wake up to remove it. And if you knock someone out, they're not gonna wake up to
Yeah.
remove it.
that's true too. So there could have been no blood.
Wow, that's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, if you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to our fucking case.
Whatever the fuck
case.
that was.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that was. That doozy she just brought us on.
Thanks, Andrea.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, the documentary for this, or another documentary for this, just came out at the beginning of this month. So go watch it. It's on Dateline.
What's it called?
It's just The Butterfly.
The Butterfly?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it called The Butterfly? The Butterfly Effect?
She liked butterflies. She was like real into butterflies and stuff.
Well, you didn't mention that, so.
She's really into art. She painted butterflies.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
She was a social butterfly.
Oh, there you go. If you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to Erin's case, go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. Join us on the Facebook group called the Goddamn Pod Group and tell us if you walk close to women in parking garages.
And tell us why.
Yeah, and fucking tell us what we need to do for you. Help us help you. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Stop walking so
fucking close.
Yeah.
I'll try not to be slow. I just got tiny little legs and they make us wear heels and shit, you know?
You run everywhere you go. I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Yeah,
Oh
sure,
my God,
I
still
do.
fitted.
I do run everywhere I go. If you guys have more case suggestions, hit them with us. Hit us with them.
Yeah, hit them with us. There was someone else, I apologize, I don't remember your name. I think it was Natalie, who emailed and suggested a case, and I really want to do it, but I had to email back for some information. So get back to me, girl.
Ooh, I will not read it. So our email,
don't.
our email is isgdpodcast@gmail.com, or you can snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
9. Stay cool, fuckers.
Fuckers.
Yeah, they're probably so cold wherever they are.
I hope they are.
It's like,
hey,
it's a
also, I
high
hope
desert.
everybody's okay with the hurricane and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I hope you're not, flooded.
Drowning out there. Jesus, yeah.
What is it like in a state of emergency still?
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
so detached from the world right now.
I know.
I need to come back. Okay, bye. I love you.
Bye!